and we are now live. Welcome everyone to the show. I'm gonna let everyone introduce themselves and let y'all know today is our paranormal stuff, or not paranormal, excuse me, our outer space stuff. We have a lot of cool information to give you guys today. A lot of really good insight from some really awesome people. So we still have two more people I'm waiting to jump on. One is driving, and another one is I don't know where. So, but yeah, we're gonna start off with Rookie. Introduce yourself and plug your channel, please.
Alrighty, I am the Rookie Critic, and I cover movies and other YouTuber stuff, and I'll be posting some more of those types of videos soon. But for now, I'm doing tutorials on how to make YouTube a little easier, like how to live stream, how to edit videos and whatnot. So I'll be posting that kind of stuff up, and I'll only be here for a little bit today. I got to work in a little bit, but my expertise is more in like the planetary stuff with space and whatnot, not so much aliens specifically, but I still know my little thing here, fair share, to give my 2 cents. So that is what I will be doing today.
Jay.
Hey guys, I'm Jay, the Boxing Jedi, formerly known as the Boxing and Jedi's Tavern, and you can catch me on YouTube. I usually talk boxing, and I also talk, a lot of Star Wars, and I've been doing a little special with Tony Montana, criticizing everything. So you guys come down and check it out, okay?
Cool. Mark.
Hello. Um, yeah, I was still kind of brushing up on the topic, but it it was aliens. I seen them. Uh, anyway, for those who don't know, I am one of the Jeremy clones of the Hallmark Channel Nature, and I'm a U.S. Navy veteran, and I like to talk about veterans and news and politics and sports and movies, pop culture, just whatever things in life.
Flip.
Cool. Y'all know me. I'm flipped out. I like to do thought pieces and anything about Star Wars, definitely skits, and always hanging out with my buddy Rookie Critic and the guys in the Founding Fathers. So I am a proud Founding Father and proud member of the Phantom Collective. And today we will be talking about alien shit, anything outside Earth, but it kind of dips a little bit into Skinwalker Ranch. So I guess we're doing a little inside Earth too today. And I'm just glad to be here. Thanks for having me, Bonnie. And by the way, watch out. There are some parody accounts I'm hearing about. So y'all watch out for those parody accounts.
At Dawn.
Hey, Bonnie. Thank you for having me. I'm at Dawn. I have a YouTube channel here in the community, part of the Fandom Collective, and thankful to be part of that. And I'm just looking forward to the discussion that we're going to have today regarding some aliens.
And as usual, everyone, please remember to sub to each other. Remember to support each other's channels. And remember to hit the like button. Please share this if you want to share it. Really quick, I'm going to give everybody a really fast update on Craig because I've talked to him a little bit today. The infection in his heart has caused an inflammation due to him not taking his medication. So thank you, everyone who has been trying to help him with getting his medication. I really appreciate everyone's support with his GoFundMe. And I will probably be posting the GoFundMe in this channel and every other show that I do as well to try to make sure we keep that out there in everybody's eye. So with that being said, we are going to start with Rookie because he's going to have to leave first, and we'll let him start with our planets talk today.
Well, that would be great, but I'm so unprepared today with stuff. Actually, been a little cluttered this week with things. So if you guys, I was hearing you guys' topics before we were started, and you guys can start with that if you want, because that sounds pretty cool.
Okay, all right. Jay, do you or Flip want to start first?
Okay, I'll start off. Let's talk about what's going on let's talk Skinwalker Ranch, shall we?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
perfect.
All
Sounds
right,
good.
Well, Flip, you want to give us a little information on the Skinwalker Ranch there?
I can break the story open and we can kind of discuss.
Yes, sir.
This story is kind of an old story, and I'm going to go ahead and start at the end just by saying that the current owner of Skinwalker Ranch is Robert Bigelow, not to be confused with Deuce. Totally separate people. But he's an aerospace engineer. He runs one of the largest aerospace companies in the world. He is responsible for building the capsules that attach to the space station, the International Space Station. Also, coincidentally, the most expensive man-made object ever created. Skinwalker Ranch, northern Utah, near the Utah Basin. It's got a history of high strangeness. Apparently, 3 out of every 4 people in the state have seen lights in the sky, strange creatures, or other entities. For people passing through this bleak landscape, there is a palpable feeling of uneasiness. Within this basin, there is what many consider to be the epicenter of all that bizarre phenomena, which is a 480-acre ranch situated just 100 miles due east of Salt Lake City. The ranch has become known as Skinwalker Ranch, as the Navajo used to refer to it as such, and they are currently still forbidden to step foot on this land as they believe it to be in the path of the Skinwalker. Through the latter half of the 20th century, it was owned by an anonymous family, the ranch was, and that lends to the mystery a bit. But for reasons unknown, they suddenly and inexplicably vacated the property in 1987, leaving it unattended for 7 years. In 94, it was purchased by Terry and Gwen Sherman, who had cattle and a small family with 10-year-olds and such. On their first day moving in, they spotted something on the ridge to the south coming closer, and the closer it got, they realized it was a wolf, an abnormally sized wolf. It lazily came at them in a series of S turns, and as it got closer, they could see that the wolf was 3 times the size of a normal wolf. Finally, it stopped about 50 yards away. It sniffed the air and gazed upon them with piercing blue eyes and slowly continued toward them. Mr. Sherman is a 6-foot-tall man, but the beast, as it approached him, its head easily came to the height of the man. The family, sensing that it was a tame beast, the man decided to stroke its head, and the wolf seemed to present no harm. Just as he did this, he remembered his cattle in the corral to his left, and they were kind of troubled by the wolf's presence, except for one young calf that became curious and stuck its head through the fence. The wolf immediately pounced, its jaws wrapped around the calf's head. The wolf thrashed about, trying to pull the cow out through the fence. The man quickly grabbed his axe handle and began chopping at the hind legs of the wolf and its hind end. The wolf paid no attention. The man's son quickly grabbed the father's gun and handed it to him, where he pulled off a round from a .357 Magnum. The round entered the wolf's abdomen, and the wolf did not react in any way. It did not yelp or flinch. After 2 more blasts from the Magnum, the wolf released the calf and slowly backed away about 10 feet. The rancher was very surprised. Very few animals could survive a round, let alone 2 or 3 from a .357 Magnum at point-blank range. Even more strange was the wolf was not wounded. There was no blood anywhere. He took a 4th shot at the animal's heart. The wolf slowly retreated another 30 feet, but stood there with an unconcerned look, clearly contemplating an attack on the calf a 2nd time. The man's son ran out of the front door with a .30-06, to which the man aimed directly at the wolf's head and pulled the trigger. Dumbfounded, the man could not believe the wolf did not collapse. Instead, it withdrew another few yards and stared at him. He shot a 2nd time, and a chunk of flesh flew off of the beast, but it still did not fall. Finally, he took a last shot, and the wolf began to trot off slowly, and for an hour, they decided to follow the tracks, immediately leaving. The tracks ended in an open field next to a stream where they could see for about a mile in any direction. And the wolf would have had to have jumped at least 50 yards to get to the stream or to cause no tracks, but there was no tracks, there was no wolf, and there was no blood. And that was the very first day they moved in to the ranch. Following that, the lady, over the next couple of weeks, she had some issues. Like she'd take a shower and she'd set her towel and her brush outside of the shower. And when she'd get out of the shower, they were gone. She couldn't find them anywhere. Hours later, she'd find them in strange places. This continued again when she brought groceries home, and she unpacked all of the groceries, and the groceries were put away. She walked out of the kitchen for a moment. When she returned, all of the groceries were placed back in the bag on the table. Things like that continued. And the man one day came in very angry that he was digging post holes out in the ranch. Remember, this is 480 acres. He had to make a trek back to the house. He was pissed. He had turned away from his post digging for a moment to take a drink. He turned back, and the post hole digger, which is a 70-pound tool, was missing. They didn't find that for weeks. And when they finally found it, it was in a tree. 70-pound tool in the tree.
Wow.
This was just the beginning. In addition, the man's nephew came over one night, and he was helping him in the fields, and they saw what looked like a car approach, and they ran toward the car thinking this was probably someone coming onto their property to steal a calf or something, or could be a truck. As they ran toward it, they got within 100 yards, and it wasn't car lights. It was two orbs that went drifting silently up and across the treetops. And that's just the beginning. Your thoughts, Jay?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard of those stories, and I just have to say that land, it's definitely cursed. That's cursed land, and I think that this is exactly why this keeps happening. I also heard as well, like people were shapeshifting as well. Like they had certain objects that would just shapeshift. There was a story about a man who had lost his daughter about a week prior, and to him seeing her again, and he actually saw her form. He went up to her, and as soon as he got like 2 feet from her, she just vanished, just vanished. And then there's another story where you had this man who was looking at himself. This was a farmer now. This man was looking at himself shaving, and he noticed something about his reflection. He noticed that his reflection as he shaved was not doing the same thing he was doing. So that's that's cursed land over there, man, with that Skinwalker Ranch, man. And there are other things too. And I also think that there might be some experimental shit going on there too, a couple of miles up,
Oh, I didn't know about that. There's a facility up the road, or?
Yeah, I think so, man. I think so, because that's near a base as well. I just feel that this thing that's called CERN, which is ripping, it's a hadron collider that they have in Switzerland. This is what they're telling us, but I feel that it's almost like everywhere, because all of these paranormal activities have been happening, and they're ripping into the rift of reality, and they're letting all this stuff out, man.
What good could come from smashing electrons together at the speed of light? I just can't imagine how that's a good thing.
Yeah. They're trying to mimic the Big Bang. They're trying to mimic the Big Bang. They're trying to do exactly, if you guys could believe in the creator, what the creator did. These are guys who don't believe in the creator. They just believe in science, and they feel that they can collide atoms, at millions and millions of miles per hour and shit. And what they're doing is they're ripping the very fabric of reality, man.
Yeah. I've heard the rumor that, I've read stuff. I don't know if you call what reading this stuff is rumor or not, but they actually had somebody snuck on there and got on camera. I hear some real loudness. Are you vacuuming, Bonnie?
Nope.
Okay. Anyway, something about they were having not a seance, but there were people in robes out front because, of the building. In front of the building, they have a statue of, the Hindu goddess. Oh God, what's her name?
Shiva.
Shiva.
Yes.
Yeah. They were holding some sort of weird ceremony in these Jedi robes, or Sith robes for that matter. And somebody got it on camera. It's the weirdest thing ever. Why would you do that?
Yep. I seen it. They're gonna sacrifice somebody right in front of the Shiva statue in the front yard. Yeah, I seen it. Yep, I seen it. It's true, man. It's all true. Look, all of this is true. And these movies that they release, all these movies are doing, they're like sort of showing us what's going to happen, but they're just putting, you know, a lot of myth in front of it to just make it a movie. But if you look within the veil, they're telling us what's going to happen, you know?
Yeah, I'm looking at the picture right now. It's on Snopes.com, and it's a really weird picture of these people. It says a leaked video depicts a human sacrifice conducted by researchers at the CERN Nuclear Research Facility.
Yeah.
I mean, August 11, 2016. Unbelievable. It's like an Illuminati thing. I don't know.
Crazy.
Do you think they have plans? You were mentioning something about the Project Bluebeam, and I know we're jumping subjects, but I think we're just excited, and that's cool too.
Well, it all connects. It all connects. You know, that Project Bluebeam is basically the stuff that we're going to see here that are going to be coming from these bases. They're going to say that it's coming from the sky when it's not, you know. I've been waiting for these tall blonde aliens for years already that they said that we're going to come by, and they never did, you know. So when you hear things like Project High Jump from, you know, and these guys start talking from way back then till now, and it's still existing about these satellites that are supposed to show us these invading space, you know, aliens and stuff. That's all going to be holograms and projections, man. You know, if you look around, like, has anybody been to Disney in California? If you do, go to the Star Wars area and just look up. You'll see it looks just like if it's in the orbit of our moon, man, the Death Star. Okay, that's a projection they have. And it looks so real. And this is why I say, like, is the moon really real? You know, we feel the sun. We don't, you know, is the moon real? I mean, you know, you gotta take a look at exactly what they're doing here. You know, a lot of, and listen to the flat earthers out there. I respect your theory. I have to, because I've been waking up in the morning, and if you guys take a look up, I live in Florida, clear as day. Why is it that the sun is to the left and then you've got the moon to the right? We were taught in a globe, it's supposed to be opposite side of each other. You feel what I'm saying? The other side of the world, you know? And this is what I'm saying. Like, they're hiding a lot of stuff. And even General, what was his name? Byrd, Admiral Byrd. Well, you know, Admiral Byrd actually said that in Antarctica, you know, there are open areas where there's fresh water, forests. He's even seen woolly mammoths, you know,
like Earth, like the inner Earth,
right. And he also said that when he looked far yonder, when he tried to go over the wall and he got as close as he could, he actually saw another beginning of another sort of like us, you know? So do we live in ponds or do we follow the Luciferian globe theory? You see? So this is what's going on. I think that all these supernatural things and all of this connects. All of this connects, guys. It all does.
Yeah. At Don, were you saying something? I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I was just agreeing with Jay about what he was saying about where that the Army, the pilot had gone over Antarctica and he lost control of his plane, and then he found like another world, like inner Earth, that sort of thing. And he came back and reported it, and he was made out to, I think he was put into an insane, like an asylum. He was, that all his reports were crazy, but I think he was dedicated or decorated. He had the highest Medal of Honor possible. He had a very distinguished track record, but they basically like discredited everything he said until the day he died.
Mm-hmm. Yep. They sure did. You know, and that's what happens. That's what happens when you tell the truth. You know, they try to make you a liar. You know, they always give the truth another word. It's called conspiracy theory. And then us with the truth tellers and you know, and we know what's going on because we do our research. They call us conspiracy theorists. It's you know, it's the inevitable. It's gonna happen. You know, but it's just debunking them and watching them go fucking crazy on how they do the damage control is what's fun, guys.
Yes.
Well, yeah, I guess maybe I'm the resident skeptic then, because you know, I do think the Earth is round and there is a moon and we landed on it, and you know, but like, you know, the whole aliens thing, you know, I'm game for it, you know. But at the same time, I would have to experience it like these people at the ranch did. You know, I mean, I mean, trust me, I think it'd be cooler than shit to find out that we're not the only ones in the galaxy.
Yeah.
I don't think that you'd really like it, the experience. I mean, unless you just saw like a UFO and went, "Oh, hey, wow, that's unexplainable," But people who have said that they've experienced, what it's like to be with them, the majority of them don't like the experience. I'm not saying I've been abducted or anything. I'm just saying that it seems like a pretty freaked out experience. A lot of people make jokes about being probed anally, and that may be true.
Yeah.
But I certainly don't want things going up in my nose and shaking my brain around either.
Well, the bad thing is, a lot of those people are like, yeah, the bright light came over the trailer park, and it's like,
It's always some redneck, right? In the
Yeah.
backwoods country. Yeah.
Yeah, I tell you.
It's
Yeah, go
sorry,
ahead. No, go
it's
ahead.
not. Actually, President Reagan had a UFO experience, and also Jimmy Carter, as a matter of fact, had a UFO experience. Eisenhower had a close encounter of the first kind, and warned everyone about the military-industrial complex. He literally met aliens in Dulce, or it
Yeah,
was
Dulce, New Mexico. Yep.
Okay, the maybe a little bit of a side tangent here, but there's this new TV show called Project Blue Book. Has anybody seen it?
Yeah. Yep.
Yes.
And it's held on true events from that project.
Yes.
I saw the pilot or whatever, and I'm like, this is going to be a good show. I mean, for one thing, they have the dude that played Littlefinger on Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
As the professor guy. So
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey. All right.
Got the
Oh,
heat
hey,
going.
sorry.
What's up? No way.
Hey there.
it's the Bo Duke to my Luke Duke. If anybody
Okay,
if anybody's seen the meme, that Star Wars for Life put together, it's the Dukes of Hazzard picture with Bo and Luke Duke, and then Daisy's laying on top of the General Lee, and she put my face on Luke Duke's body and put No Way's face on Bo Duke's body.
No, I didn't see that.
Okay, guys. I want to throw this out really quick. For those people that are just coming in the chat, we are throwing Craig's GoFundMe link up. Craig is not doing good at all. He has an inflammation in his heart due to the infection he has. There's some other things going on, but I'm preferring not to put that information out at the moment until he tells me it's okay. But he is having it really hard. There is a lot of financial situations going on with him. So please continue to keep putting out his GoFundMe. Even if you can't donate anything you can do to help get the word out will help him. He said the money that he has been getting from the GoFundMe has been buying him food. So he still is not able to afford his medication, but at least we are keeping him fed because he wasn't even able to afford food until that GoFundMe started kicking in for him. He is working on trying to get some projects built so he can sell them and get his shop back up and getting money into it. So, yeah, he just said he's selling all my stuff. He said selling all my stuff, guitars, cars, projects, motorcycle parts, anything he can. So, yeah, he's having it really hard right now.
Well, Bonnie, I just spoke with my wife, and yeah, the phone for Craig is coming from me. It's gonna happen. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I got that.
All right. And his blood pressure dropped yesterday at the hospital, which is not good either.
Not that good.
No. So, you guys, please keep him in your prayers. Keep that GoFundMe going. Do everything we can to help him.
Yeah, I need to pop back onto your Twitter sometime and like do another retweet. I mean,
Okay.
unfortunately, that's all I'm capable of right now.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's like me. I can't afford to do anything money wise, but I am doing everything else that I possibly can to help him.
Hey, we got him. We got him the best way we can. And you know what I'm saying? We trust me, we got him. You know what I mean? It's not a problem. I don't want nobody matching dicks here. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like we're all good. You know, we're all
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
We all help
exactly.
the way we can. You know, we all help the way we can. Me personally, the first thing I jumped on, the reason why I want to do this for him is because he needs to be heard. Okay, he needs
Yep.
to be heard. So that's why I'm getting him this phone, paid and everything. It's not a problem, man. I got massive love for you guys. I got massive love for Craig, man. You guys are my family, you know? So it's like it can happen to any one of you, and I got your back.
Yep.
Very good.
But we'll get it out. We'll get him the help that he needs.
Yes. Yes.
Definitely will. So yeah, I'm gonna keep posting that GoFundMe in the chat. Just pick it up, share it on Twitter, share it on Facebook, wherever you can put it, so we can get the word out and let people know how he's doing to help him as much as we can.
Yes.
So
Hello there.
Extreme close up.
Oh,
All right. Let me ask you guys a little question here, man. Have you guys ever heard of the story of the fallen angels, the 200 fallen angels?
Not that story.
Okay, well, really fast. Let me give you a recap. This is biblical terms here, okay? So, and it makes sense. You know, you had Lucifer who wanted to be better than the Most High, which is the creator. He started a war in heaven. He got kicked out, right, with the other 200 angels down to earth. What happened was, as they fell down, all the beauty that they possessed, everything got burnt off of them. This. Oh boy, they're trying to stop me from telling the truth. You hear that? Now this explains the great aliens as to why they look so hideous, why they look the way they do. Okay, because these were fallen angels. Now. In the Bible, it says, "Thou shalt not make any government or anything over me." What do you think these 200 fallen angels are all over this world? Where do you think they are? In governments. This is what's going on. The Luciferian doctrine, everything with the aborting the babies, everything with these guys. And no offense to anyone that's gay, but I'm talking about this agenda here with the elites and stuff. Like, you know, you got to bend over and take some in order to make the $20 million club. You guys heard of it. This is what's going on. It makes more sense to me to look at it through this perspective because this is unholy. What's going on is totally unholy, man.
Yeah,
I agree. It is.
Yeah, but that is, if you look into the cultures and the different religions, and you only take the principles out of it,
yes,
you will find this everywhere.
Yes, yes,
and,
yeah.
You don't need to be a Christian. You can. You need to believe in the good, yeah, and see all that stories. But it's written all over the world.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yep, I agree. It is.
As the resident atheist,
works.
That's why I work on a video series which looks at the happenings with Kathleen Kennedy and Star Wars and all that stuff more out of a spiritual perspective, without going into specific religions, but into the symbolics.
Yes, and you know what, guys? I look. The reason why we are so mad at what happened with Star Wars is because we know that Lucifer has infiltrated our special God-given. This was God-given. All right, God gave us Steven. God gave us Spielberg, but before Spielberg, God said, "Look, George Lucas shall be greater." Now, everyone that's out there behind computer science, computer animation, animators, story writers, directors, where do you think they got it from? From George Lucas. George Lucas innovated the whole computer graphics scene. And what happened was the freaking government took over. And this is what they do now. They put these things with the NASA images and everything. I'm telling you guys. And George Lucas is over here saying, you guys totally tried to make me a beast. And this is why he got rid of everything and moved away, because they have infiltrated. This is why we felt this spiritually.
Oh, I'm totally on board with the idea of Kathleen Kennedy being one of these Luciferian angels.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Reincarnated.
Right, right.
The problem what we face here is they turn around everything we understand. You know, they say they will empower women, but what they do, I'm working on a video about this. What they do is they turn it around, because if you put together all scenes of women in TLJ, the women look awful. The women look awful. They behave completely wrong. And if you ask a young girl what she understands after this movie, after show her the short cuts, she understands she can do everything. She don't need to respect anyone. She only needs to smile.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
And that's wrong. That's wrong.
Yeah.
A human being has to do what it's needed to do to be good.
Yes. And
at Dawn, do you have anything you want to throw in?
Not particularly on this section. Partially, when we get to the creation theory, that's more where my strength would lay in this discussion for sure. Because I think a lot of it is preset, but if it's all predetermined based on where we were created from, who actually is the creator, then a lot of what we're talking about is really in a vacuum.
Right.
I was going to say something. I was going to throw this out there. It's all about pushing their agenda rather than telling a good story. It's just pushing their political agenda rather than talking about a coherent story that has good characters. It's just it's like you said, it's like it's Disney and Kathleen's version of Star Wars. She obviously does not respect Lucas at all.
Right.
Directly lied.
And that's because he's a man. And all of these things that are going around now where, you know, it's like a Samson and Delilah, right? You know, you guys know what happened with Samson and Delilah. He was fooled by a woman who was sent by Satan, and his power was that God gave him his hair. He had long hair. She told him to cut his hair. He lost his power. He also got blind and stuff. Then when he turned back to the creator and stuff, he gained his power back. This is exactly what's happening now with this, you know, this feminist agenda where men are supposed to look stupid. You know, you got Gillette out there trying to say male toxicity. Okay, next time you scream male toxicity and the kitchen sink isn't working, I want to see you fix the shit. You know what I'm saying? When your car don't turn on, I want to hear this male toxicity. When somebody's fucking with you, I want to see where is this? Because, you know, you have to let a man be a man. Men have always let women be women. We never got in their way. You want to be the head of the household. You want to be head of an office. You want to go to work. You want to do whatever you want. But why is it now that they're telling us men we can't be men?
You know, if you look at this, normally, a normal guy like we men are, we normally appreciate women. Yeah, we love them. We love them for their behavior and their lookings, and that's nature. That's normal. And they tell us our natural instincts are not normal anymore, are not okay. Surely, every man has to learn to behave in the right way so he don't bother anyone. But it's our nature to appreciate women.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, we may be pig-headed about it. You know, you got the construction workers. Hey, baby, how you doing? But you know what? We're men. This is us. There will be no balance without us being retarded this way. Am I wrong?
Ignore our natural instincts, right?
No, you're not wrong, because women are just as bad as men. They just don't like to admit it. They'll go out and make comments like that as well. And most women won't say, "Oh, well, that girl's doing this or that girl's doing that," because they want to keep it on a under the table type thing, because they don't want to be looked at in a certain way. So I'll put it out there. Look here, if you want to sleep around with men, you want to flirt with men, you want to do what you got to do. Okay, that doesn't mean you're a slut. Okay. If they want to put you in that category, that's their problem. It's that simple, okay? Because if a man does the same thing you're doing, they're not called a slut. So just let it go. All right? Who cares?
What I think one of the big problems with what you're talking about really is today is the fact that, as the Jedi was saying, like, guys are going to be guys sometimes. Unfortunately, that's just the truth. But it's up to other guys to call them on it, but not just to virtue signal to try to impress other women. Like, if a guy's acting, if my buddy's acting stupid, I'm going to call him on it.
Right.
But I'm not going to do it specifically just to get in the good books of some girl, because when you get to that stage, like when you get to virtue signaling, everybody starts to get on this moral high ground, and then all there is but down. You can only slide down from that if you're trying to get to this moral superiority complex. It can only come down.
So Star Wars dad said, "I'm a slut."
Way to go, buddy. Way to go.
The good old pump and dump.
Okay, really quick for those of you who have just dropped in, we are talking about our normal topics today, but I've also been throwing some information in about Craig. We're still throwing his GoFundMe out. Please keep posting it anywhere you can. Craig is not doing good. He has an inflammation in his heart due to the infection that he's got in his heart. He cannot afford his medication. So we're trying to do what we can to help him. And anybody who has donated to his GoFundMe, that has bought food for him. Things are really bad. There's other financial stuff going on, but without his permission, I don't want to put that information out there. I do know that he pretty much said he is selling everything, his guitars, his cars, his pretty much everything to try to be able to afford what he can to survive. So he definitely needs our support and help. So please keep that GoFundMe going. Keep it out in the public eye. Anybody that can help will help, but just keep it out there, please.
I'll definitely keep that in mind, Bonnie.
Definitely. Yeah. Yep. Definitely, man. We definitely do, man. We definitely got to step up, you know.
There's also something else going on lately. It's been how the quality of physical media has kind of deteriorated, like studios, for example. Have you ever gotten a defective DVD or Blu-ray, anyone?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'll give you a good example. I just posted something on Twitter involving a channel I follow. Actually, I sort of know the guy. His name is Rambo Ralph for Life. He recently did a rant on this Nemesis Blu-ray that he bought. He basically paid his hard-earned money, and apparently the version is not the theatrical cut like it said it was. And before they even put it out there, they never mentioned it was altered. And that's just another, and they've messed up before, like they messed up the Lionheart Blu-ray. Like I think the theatrical cut had some audio issues and they issued a replacement. Then that replacement still had problems. And I think they issued a replacement that was finally error-free, but it's just really stupid and lazy and incompetent how studios just seem to forget, like they don't test it or re-review their product before they send it out there, or double check or even triple check to make sure that that's not effective.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Yeah. And you guys know something else? You know how Disney knows about all this UFO Luciferian shit? I'm serious. If you go on YouTube after this, right, and you type in Disney and UFOs, do you know that there's a fucking video out there, right, where Disney has in their lot fucking UFOs, man? I kid you not. Go check it out. I kid you not. I would not be telling you this for no reason. You type in Disney and UFOs on YouTube, and they'll show you. It's like a documentary. It's a documentary, man. It's sick. It's fucking crazy. Okay? This is why I already knew that George Lucas already had given up and said, fuck it, I'm selling it. You know, Kathleen Kennedy messed up. Yes, she did. Big time. You know, and it is what it is, man. But Disney knows about all of these things, man. They are the masters of magic and puppetry, man. Okay, these guys have a lot to do with NASA. They have a lot to do with the industrial complex. They have a lot to do with these people, man. You know.
Yeah, and do you know on the first Disney place, how Disney World or how it's called, they have a meeting place for elites.
Yep.
Yeah, a VIP club. And that's that. So they do meetings there, and I really want to know about what.
Well, you got to think about it. You had Aleister Crowley, which bought the first Luciferian fucking shit here in America, right? He's the first one to open. Yeah, he bought that here, and he said that the way to rejuvenate and stay young is to sexually abuse young children, young boys, right? What do you think is going on now, gentlemen? What and ladies? What do you think all these children that are missing? What do you think is happening? You know, we may have sick people in the world that go and abduct these children, but these guys also are being paid to do these things and drop them off to elites. You know why? Because a lot of them that have been getting caught have been saying, it wasn't me. I didn't do this alone. Oh, and you know, people just omit that. You know, they just look at the beast like, oh, you're a fucking monster. It was you and only you. But they're not listening to the fact where these guys, all of them, have been saying, I was paid to do this. It wasn't me. You know, so we've got to take a good look at what's going on here, man. You know, a lot of baby sacrifices now that they've been blown open, and a lot of kids aren't being abducted as much. Now they made it legal now to 1 minute before to kill a child. That's Luciferian. That's straight up sacrificial shit, man.
Hey, Jay.
Star Wars Dad just said it is rumored that Disney runs the Illuminati.
There we go. There we go.
I would not be surprised.
There we go. And if you think about it, they're all hidden messages, Chico. All of them, man. All of them, man. They're all monsters, man.
To the
Flip,
200 fallen angels, relating to the 200 fallen angels, do you believe that they're kind of mixing that up with, say, the Anunnaki?
Yeah. That's what they're gonna do. That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna dress them up. They're gonna say they're here for peace. We're gonna say, yay, they came to cure all types of sicknesses. Next thing you know, you got the mark of the beast and you're done.
Were you saying something at Don?
No, I was just agreeing with you that where Jedi's going, that it's related to the Anunnaki, that they're the Nephilim, like the fallen angels are the Nephilim.
Well, actually, the Nephilim are the products of the fallen angels and the earthlings, the earth women who they chose for wives. Yeah, and their offsprings were giants. Now there were giants back in those days. We had giants here on this earth. The Smithsonian, all of these guys have been uncovering and unearthing giant bones. I'm talking about bones that are the size of 3 people, like laying down across from each other, like really huge bones, man. 36 feet skeletons, man. I mean, 36-foot skeletons, guys. It's real, man. They're hiding shit from us. They even take these bones and they dump them in the middle of the ocean.
National Geographic literally didn't dig it up, but they were there when they dug them up. I mean, you can see the pictures online. They try to erase them, but they're really there.
Yeah.
And boxing, I have a channel for you. You have to watch it. It's called Mud Fossil University.
This will.
Guy, an awesome guy. He shows remains of giants all over the world. You have to scroll a little bit through his channels, but this stuff is amazing.
Really quick, Barbara Duncan says, I have seen the moon not going down. It stays up during the day.
You see? Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying, guys. I kid you not, man. Okay? Tony don't lie to you guys, man. Tony's not going to lie to you guys, okay?
Yeah, Jay was talking about that earlier, about how they actually have a projection of the Death Star over Disney. So, yeah, there is something weird going on.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Yeah. There's so much going on. And if you watch the videos from, I really would tell all of you guys, watch these videos from Mud Fossil University. You have to look out about the giant stuff.
Yes,
I tried it by myself. I was in Thailand, and he is analyzing stones, and he shows in stones that there are blood flow and metals and all that stuff. That these are remains, and you can find them by yourself all over the world.
Yes,
very interesting stuff.
Yes, I seen that. What he's pointing out is the mountains are fossilized giants, and you see them. You see the side of their mouth and everything. It's crazy, guys. Go check it out. He's right. He's absolutely right. No way, he's absolutely right.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that they try to hide from us, but everything can't be hidden. The whole truth of the matter is, and I've talked to a lot of people about this, and I've told a lot of people this, people can lie about anything they want to, but the truth eventually comes out. Whether you want it to or you don't want it to, it will come out.
Yes.
So, I mean, the government can hide whatever they want. People can hide whatever they want. Museums can hide whatever they want. But the truth will eventually come out. It always does.
And it's not always going to be pleasant, right?
No, once it does come out, it's going to be even worse off for people that have been trying to keep it a secret and lie about it.
What I'm worried about are the non-believers that are going to continue to not believe, like, okay, I can trust science, but I can only trust science for as far as I can throw it, because to actually find orangutan fingertips, bones, and a jaw, and then to come up with the conclusion that we came from that, but
and
then
have the pyramids.
Exactly. And then on top of that, right, you got the bone structures that are totally different DNA. So this is why I don't agree where we came from monkeys or anything, because if that's the case, everything that evolved should be, extinct. Why are monkeys still here?
Well, now you're going back to the creation story, the true creation story, which is the Anunnaki.
Exactly.
At Dawn, you've done a little research in the Anunnaki?
Briefly, out of all the topics that we're touching on, it's probably what I know the best, and I definitely tend to believe that in terms of that the Anunnaki were something that visited us. I don't fully believe the creation theory. I believe more so that they've given us the technology, that they did come here and they genetically changed what was existing. It gave us the technology of what we have now. So, because from where we were, it doesn't make sense that we would have any type of this technology. It just isn't something like the human brain is complex, but it's not that complex where it could come up with not just mechanics, but like a microprocessor. I don't think it's something that we could have even back then, like an irrigation system. If you're someone who's living in a cave, like you wouldn't be able to consider what an irrigation system is.
Well, like in a short time, we went from a horse and buggy, got to 150 years ago, to touchscreen, jets, a crazy military weapons. I mean, so much technology that you can't even wake up in the morning without being attached to your phone. First thing you think, where's my phone?
Hello there, folks.
Basically an Android. We can't hear you, Scott.
What's up?
Oh, I thought you were talking.
You're absolutely right, Flip. You're absolutely right, man. We are androids.
Right.
We are androids. We are androids. We are already converted into androids. There's not one person here. There's not one person here who can tell me that they don't get up and the first thing they do before they grab a cup of coffee or even brush their teeth, they look on their phone.
Yep.
I don't look on my phone.
I have to. That's where my alarm clock is.
I do every morning. That's the first thing I do.
Like 20 plus years old.
The first thing I do when I get up in the morning is grab my phone.
Yeah.
Me not, but my computer is always running because I'm working on internet and I do crypto mining. So it's always running. I don't need the phone. I look at the computer.
No way. You're plugged in a lot better than me.
Yeah.
I think eventually they're just going to start coming up with products. Now it may take 100 years. It could be next week, but I'm more likely 100 years or so. The phones won't exist anymore. It'll be something they embed in your body at like maybe when you.
Oh, it's here.
Puberty.
It's here. It's here, Flip. Yeah, it's here.
Yeah,
it's here. They have this thing.
People are already paying to get implants put in, chips.
Yep.
To be able to monitor. They can monitor everything from their own body. It's crazy. I've seen it.
Yep, they can turn. Yeah.
Like Destination Truth and stuff. Yeah, it's there, and I've watched them actually sit there, walk in, pay to get the implants put into their body.
Oh my God!
And all they got to do is like tap their phone to their body, and you can read all kinds of information off of their address, their phone number. I mean, it gives you everything. It's crazy. You couldn't pay me enough to do it.
Guys could even turn their cars on. Guys could turn their cars on.
Yeah, they can unlock their cars with it too.
Yeah, I mean, shit is crazy out here. It's crazy, man.
It's went from a phone to a watch, and then from a watch to implants.
Yep.
And the implants are going to go through phase 1, then you got 2.0, 2.1, then you'll go 3.0, and before you know it,
human what is that called? Human when you mesh
oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. They call
transhumanism. Transhumanism.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna happen. We're gonna be part fucking circuitry, and I'm telling you, man, they're gonna it's gonna happen.
And then ultimately
their way of unifying us, right?
It is a good way to unify and control
their way
for sure.
Yeah, normally I have no problem with good technical advancements, but I think we never have to lose the touch to nature, in touch with nature. That's what we get our life from that. I like to make a video series about how to get in touch with the real force, with G. If you studied this, the story of George Lucas building up the force is true.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah, and you can learn to feel it. You can learn to use it. Look at some Shaolin monks. My master is breaking not only bricks but very hard stones with his fingertips. You can do this, and that's why I really criticize Disney, because they destruct and destroy this very teaching in Star Wars. And if we lose touch to nature because of our technical advancements, that's the baddest thing we can do.
Yeah,
that's right.
I agree.
That's right. Yep, I agree. And there's telekinesis, ESP. These
remote
are things.
Viewing.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. And especially those, like autistic children that have like perfect memory, man. How do you explain that? You see, like these are things where people are at one with certain parts of nature in different elements. You know what I mean? In different courses of their life. Like one may have ESP, another one may be able to read minds, another one might be able to bend shit. You know what I mean? And move stuff. Telekinesis, it's out there and it does exist. The thing here is a lot of people don't believe because they don't have it. They've never seen it. And everybody has been taught. Everybody has been taught. If I don't see it, I don't believe it. And that sucks.
Some people think that it's like a glitch in the DNA. Like a glitch in the DNA. Like they've locked out certain abilities in our brains. But like these autistic children, the DNA glitches and they have these incredible, impossible abilities at birth, and they don't know how to handle the 5 senses. My God, it's got to be just overwhelming. But then they can write songs and copy songs from concertos, and some of these composers from the 1600s.
There's one guy, a guy of color. He is an artist, and he sees things only for a few seconds, a whole city skyline. And he can draw this city skyline out of his mind without any flaw, without any fault. So if we are capable of such things, we are getting out of touch because we don't using our abilities. We don't learn our abilities, and now Disney is getting in touch, is taking this stuff, deconstruct it, and take it away from us.
Yes, I agree. I agree 100%, my man. Yes, that's what they're doing. They're totally deconstructing it so we won't learn it, or we won't actually have an idea that we have this in us. How many people here have predicted shit 3 seconds before? Like, let's just say the phone rang, but 3 seconds before you said the phone's going to ring, and it rang.
Hey, man, I had a premonition on 9/11. I got up that morning, and I know this is weird, and I know it's a dark thing to talk about, but I had the strangest feeling that morning. I got up, I got ready, I was going to go to work. I was sitting down with a bagel, and I said, you know what? It is a beautiful day to die. And I just don't know why I said that. I kind of shrugged it off like, what in the world? But that's a weird thing. And then on my way into work, I heard the first news broadcast over here in Atlanta. We had some DJs called the Regular Guys. They were making jokes saying that like they thought a little plane hit the building. It looked like a joint sticking up on fire, and I thought, oh, I gotta see what that's all about when I get to work. You know, get to a TV. But like the whole thing about the hour and a half before that, where I really thought, what a weird thing to think. You know, I said it to myself, obviously, but man, I knew something. I don't know how I knew it, but it was just subtle. It was super, super subtle.
Yeah. We have this. We have all of this, man.
And it's weird because like that same day, going on what you were saying, Flip, I had got up, got my 2 daughters off to school, and I had my 3rd daughter in a car seat, and she had to go to a doctor's appointment like 4 hours after they went to school. So I was like, I'm going to lay in the chair and just kind of take a nap. And I went to sleep, and I just, out of nowhere, something just like jerked me out of the sound sleep. I looked at the TV, and I went to my mom's room. I said, Mom, you and Dad need to come out here now. They're like, what's wrong? I said, the Twin Towers are on fire. She's like, quit screwing around. I said, I'm not screwing around. She said, you just went to sleep 2 seconds ago, and now you're telling me the Twin Towers are on fire? Apparently, I'd only been to sleep like 2 seconds, and it just woke me right up out of a sleep.
Wow.
Something told me something was not right. I needed to get up. That was weird. That's a weird experience to feel.
Wow.
You know, I tell you a story. This is a story. This only happened once. I studied meditation for about 38 years now. And I really did this the traditional way, like you learned it. Sitting straight, not moving, only focusing on one thing. And I had an effect, or two effects. The one was that I had that good focus that I had no other thoughts anymore, and then I came into a white space, and it sounds like a lot of people are clapping for me, are happy that I am there. And the second time, I had very, very high meditation. Only about 10 seconds, and my brain, I was not an ego anymore. My brain turned into symbolic language. And in this few seconds, my complete personality changed. Before, I was a little bit naive, and I could not talk that good. I could not tell the things I really like or not. You know what I mean? And after this meditation, I was completely changed. I knew things I never knew before. And I could talk about this, and I could describe it. And these things are really true. These are real.
I believe you. There's something I was listening to going to sleep last night. I sometimes will put on like, Stephen Greer or, one of these UFO channels to go to sleep, because sometimes it's some interesting stuff to kind of fall asleep to. And last night was Corey Good and David Wilcock. I don't know if you guys know who that is.
Good guy.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
God.
But I was listening to him.
Never heard of him.
You should check them out, Scott. They're really they're interesting. If anything else, put them on when you're heading to sleep, and you might just find out some interesting. You calm your mind when you're going to sleep. Your mind is calm, so you can soak in stuff and maybe judge it really based on what their merit. It's like it's probably could be a lie, but the way they've been going on about it for years, they're not really making a crap ton of money on it. They are making money, but I don't know. Anyway, but the point is going off of what No Way was saying. They were saying last night that David Wilcock was saying that he heard that sometimes he should try and meditate, but he should do it right when he wakes up. And it's called something about dream realization, dream recall. That's what dream recall. So as soon as you wake up, meditate immediately and listen to the voices. And it may be a whisper. It may not be anything you you can hear that's like could be jargon, blah 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 blah. It could be something like that, but write down everything you think you hear in your head. It could be a real audible sound too. And as you do this day after day after day, you'll start getting more and more mental pictures and hearing that voice a little bit louder. Just thought I'd say that to you in no way because it was something interesting I heard last night.
Yeah, that's true. I'm totally with you. And what you can also take as granted, I tell you this: if you think about holy things, what is holy for you, and you do things right, you follow these holy ideas, there will come a day when you clearly hear in your head songs which are with a very, very good message, and which you love. And if you have this effect, you exactly know you are somehow in the right direction in your life.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
It's like you guys have you guys ever felt that feeling like if you played a scratch off of something or you was playing something and all of a sudden a couple of seconds before you win, something hits you and says you won. Has that ever happened to anyone? That's an ability. That's an ability. That's an ability. And what I found out is you can find out that you've won a scratch over something way before you scratch. You just have to be in tone with your feelings. You have to be in tone with everything. These days, they're making it impossible because they know if you break the mind, you break everything. You break the spirit. You break everything. So concentration, focus is exactly what's being broken here by all fucking stages from these elites.
Hey, Flip, what was the name of those people you mentioned? It was David Wilcock or Wilcox?
David Wilcock, Wilcock, I believe. And then Corey Good is Corey, Good with an E on the end.
I think what we're talking about here is all leading towards the same thing, like what Flip talked about with the people discussing going like dream meditating, or like I used to write down my dreams, and what No Way was talking about was like being in tune with oneself and knowing oneself. And that goes to what you're saying, Jedi, that if you have that, then you might start to see flashes of things that might have happened, things that have happened, and things that are going to come. I feel the same way. I'm just agreeing.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Wow.
But yeah, if you guys haven't tried that, you should try that for a while. I used to do that where I would wake up and I would write my dreams down immediately. Like you'd have like a dream journal, and then you'd go back like 6 months, and you'd go through and you might find some things that have happened. Like with myself, I would find a couple things that had happened.
Yeah, and it's coincidentally, I woke up today and I didn't do it because I forgot, but I did have this weird dream right before I woke up. So I think I'm going to start that. I'm going to try it because that's 2 days in a row I had some weird ass dream.
Those are the best. Even if they aren't related, it could lead to other things like ideas for projects, because that's where your greatest creativity is, while you're dreaming, while you're in that state.
Right. I tend to find that I dream right before I wake up.
Yeah, me too. Like in that last hour, just before I wake up. So
Right.
I might kind of you're in that deep level of sleep, and then you raise your consciousness just slightly, and then you hit that sweet spot, and the dreams get pretty crazy. I'm the same.
Yeah.
True. That's true. And did you ever have an experience where you wake up and there's a tip of a moment, a small moment, before you get conscious, before you orient yourself, before you realize the world around you? You're awake, okay? You wake up, but you don't open your eyes. You don't realize the world around you, and that sweet space in between this awakening and open your eyes. Try to experience what happens in this space. This is very interesting.
I did that this morning. That was weird. It feels almost like it's realistic when it's a dream.
Right.
Yes.
It is so crazy.
we learn a lot if we work with our minds, if we work with our abilities, and we really raise our consciousness for the happenings in our brains or in our body or in our how we receive things. This will get us abilities, and this will get us very much further. But we don't do it because we have so much electrical things around us and so much to do. We are so stressed out, you know. That's the problem.
I sure hope that we could actually get to that point where we could really get in touch with, you know, like a real kung fu master, or oh my God, who are the guys who live in the Himalayas? The monks up there, the Ali. Those guys, you know, I'm talking about.
Right.
But anyway, I wanted to bring this up real quick. Did you guys know that it was just in September, October, that the one of the largest, there's four large volcanoes on Mars, and one erupted. Did you guys know about that?
No.
Yes. So if you look at the face of Mars, two things are really obvious about it. There's a giant gouge in it that looks like something very large struck it kind of off center. It's like, I don't know, they say 100 times the size of the Grand Canyon, and
I do know about that.
1,000 miles long. Yeah. So there's that. Wow. And then there's a triangle of volcanoes on the other, almost halfway around from the canyons. And there's three of them in a row, and then one straight up the middle at the top to make the tip of the triangle.
Wow.
They exist, and they've been dormant, they say, for millions of years. But just in September, October, and if you go to Secure Team 10 on YouTube, you can find this video. A couple other places got it, but man, they erased that from the news as quick as possible. And NASA says, "Oh, that's just some sort of clouds." But what had happened was one of the three on the bottom of the triangle of them, you know, one of those three, the one on the left, I believe, erupted, and a giant smoke plume went all the way to the North Pole of Mars, completely across the planet, visible from from a high magnification telescope from Earth. And there were pictures and video of it. I just thought that really freaking interesting, and it lends credence to the life on other planets theory, because if a planet is alive, it is usually because, well, someone or something can be on that planet also affecting its ecosystem. And I thought that was really super interesting, because I believe the Anunnaki, the story of the Anunnaki is super ridiculously real, because they found these tablets saying that we had people here on this earth 200,000 years ago, when best guesses from archaeologists and scientists alike are somewhere between 5,000 and 12,000 years ago.
Yeah. And you see, but I'm having a problem with NASA, man. And when I tell you guys this, do your own research and you see what I'm saying. These guys have said that we landed on the moon, we left the earth. Okay. But now they're saying that they don't have that technology anymore, which I think is complete utter bullshit, because aren't we supposed to be more advanced, right? We went up there with Scotch tape and pencils. On top of that, you have one of the guys from NASA, right in NASA, saying that we can't pass the Van Allen belt. So guys, my question here, did we go to the fucking moon? I don't think so.
Yes, I've got an answer for you.
I mean, personally, if we can't pass the Van Allen belt, if he says we can't pass it, that means we've never passed it. That means we've never left orbit.
No, we've never left it. The answer is this, and I was right where you are, say, a month ago, but I've watched a lot of stuff since then, and I don't know if it's true, but here's the answer that I got, and maybe you can help me pick it apart, because honestly, I don't know. But so what I'm understanding is that they allowed us to try, and they helped us get there a couple of times when, you know, it was all set up. Now they had Kubrick make a movie of us, because the real video was actually, there was too many ships and there was too many, things there that they could never black it all out. They did try to take pictures, and yes, they did use those and black them out. But if you'll notice, the contrast is high on all the pictures, so you can't see any color on the moon. But anyway, the point is that they helped us to get through the Van Allen belt in our little tin can. But then they said, guess what, guys? Now you can see, and we can see that you guys just aren't ready. Once you guys get done blowing yourselves up and mature as a civilization, well, we'll help you, grow into the galactic community. And so that's what I'm hearing.
I would love to believe that, but there's too much footage out there with these guys trying to give us the special all famous a view from the moon, and where you can see the Earth on a semicircle type thing, and it's all dark and you don't see no stars and stuff. And you also got to ask your question. They have a picture of these guys taking off from the moon, right? Who was behind that camera? Who was behind that camera to take the picture when they landed and when they took off? That's one. Two, these guys have a video where they have the camera, right? Supposedly inside of but then you can see the studio lights, it moved out, and then you actually hear these guys joking around saying, NASA, we're on the fucking moon. Like they're kidding. They're playing around. They knew what the hell. I'm finding it very hard to believe any of this because of that. I mean, this has been clearly debunked. You guys can go look it up. I mean, once you tell me we can't pass the Van Allen belts, and you guys tell us we went to the moon, and then you had one of the Buzz Aldrin, he came out and said, well, there are things that we have not done yet that you guys can do in order to get to the moon, in his speech. Now, take from what he said there verbatim, we never went, man. I would love to believe that. But this is all Luciferian indoctrinated. These guys will lie to us. The Lord could say, right? Like our creator could say, the earth is round, but it's flat. And the devil will trick us and say it's a globe, it's an orb, it's 3D. You feel what I'm saying? He twists things up. So this is why I do a lot of research, and I don't believe we left the earth at all, man.
Well, I believe the earth is a globe. I believe it's a globe, but I think that there are conflicting stories out there, and when there's that many conflicting stories, somebody's lying. Right.
But what I'm telling you with that footage of the astronauts fucking around and taking takes and stuff like that to make it look like they actually were spacewalking, and then you can actually see the pin that holds the wire, on the astronaut suit, and then you can see the different lighting sources on the floor. Like I don't know, man. It's there's
so you don't believe we went to the moon, but yet you believe in aliens.
I believe that there are no aliens. I believe that these are just beings that were here. They're on the other far side of the earth and in the middle of the earth. But I do not believe that anything can come into this atmosphere. I don't believe any of that, man. I really don't. Simply because, number one, you've got your rocket ships and you've got your shuttles that go up. Why do they go up in an 80-degree angle? Why can't they go up straight up like a regular rocket? Don't tell me windows. No such thing. No such thing. Anything should go straight up. If it's leaving orbit, it should go straight. Why does it go to a 90-degree angle towards the ocean? You know why? Because everything is done underwater in their bases. They make it seem, you got air bubbles coming on live feeds from NASA. I mean, you guys got to take a really good look at this, man. Just take a look. That's all I'm asking you guys.
Here's my only question. Why is it when with the NASA live feed that they have, why is it whenever something odd that looks like an alien ship seems to appear, all of a sudden everything gets shut down and everything disappears, and then everything's rerouted to make it look like something different? What are they trying to hide? What are they trying to hide? I think we have been to the moon. I really do.
I do too.
I think that they're trying to hide the fact that they don't want you to know that they've been farther than the moon. So they try to make it look like we have not been to the moon to cover everything else. Because I think we do have bases on Mars. I really do.
Yep.
I believe we do. But they don't want us to know. They're trying to act like they're just getting ready to send everything out there.
Like
I believe we've been out a lot farther than what they're telling us. But that's a whole nother thing. That's a conspiracy theory on a lot of people's levels. But on my level personally, that is what I'm thinking. And one thing my dad's always told me, being a military person, never fully trust your government because they never tell you the whole truth.
Exactly.
They always keep secrets.
Exactly. Just like these UFOs that we see. They're all manufactured. All these UFOs come from them.
Well, I think some are alien, definitely.
Yeah, I think some are too. But here's the thing that my dad's biggest thing is, he said, have you ever noticed how whenever there is a conspiracy for UFOs, all of a sudden there's a new so-called prototype vehicle coming out for the military.
Right.
It's like they're trying to cover up what they don't want us to know that they do know. And it's their only way of covering it up.
There's another very interesting thing, because I'm doing research a lot about UFOs and all that stuff too, because it's very interesting. Even if it would be not true, it's very interesting. You know what I mean? And I follow this stuff, and the most interesting thing is there is someone has a new movie about UFOs out, and next day there is a very perfect made animation, a fake, also online. You know what I mean? Every time somebody sees anything, you get an animation, a fake one too, on a very high quality level, and that's completely amazing. Someone is doing something there.
Yeah, I agree. Things are being covered up. I agree with that.
Oh yeah.
We don't know what. But here's the thing. If there really are aliens out there, because we have no actual physical proof other than what people tell us that they've been through or they've seen, not everyone has seen it. Okay, I give you that. But here's the thing. If it really is true and things are really being covered up by the government or whatever, the truth is going to come out. And when it does, it's going to be 10 times worse for them trying to hide it than if they would have just been honest to begin with.
The truth is always out there. Back when I was telling you about the Twin Towers thing, you guys know that Donald Rumsfeld was on a panel in front of Congress just, I think, a week before, and he was being asked where $30 trillion of taxpayer money disappeared to in the black budget. Literally, yeah. I'm not sure anybody understands how much money $30 trillion is. Like, it is a massive, unbelievable, inconceivable amount of money. Just $1 trillion is an inconceivable amount of money. $30 trillion of taxpayer money went missing, and then a week later, wham! Forget what happened to Rumsfeld because we had a national disaster.
Amazing, ain't it? Amazing.
It's well, think about it too. About the time that the UFO talk started is when all of the alien movies started. And it kind of shifted the focus on the alien talk to the movies.
Right.
And I mean, the Pope just all of a sudden comes out and says, "Oh, we don't disbelieve in aliens or extraterrestrials."
They're grooming us.
Why would they do that? With all the years they've always said they never believed in it, all of a sudden, oh, we believe in it.
Well,
it is a possibility.
I'll tell you, this Luciferian doctrine, of course, the Pope and the Vatican are in on it as well. You know, now these things are coming out where under the Vatican they have the bones of Lucifer. I mean, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. So I feel that they're trying to groom us for the coming of these fallen angels, and so they can just call them Anunnaki, you know, so they can cover it up, so they can just say, yeah, they're here to help us, and next thing you know, things happen. This is what I see. This is what I fear. This is what all my research from the age of 14 till now 45. This all calculates to this, man. These people are hiding and they're grooming us and they're making all these movies, and now they're trying to make us weak and take our firearms away and everything. So that way, when this comes down, it's gonna be like the movie V. You guys ever seen V?
Oh yeah.
The series?
Are you talking about the original 80s series?
Yes, just like that. That's exactly what this is going to be. That's exactly what this is going to be. The only thing is that the government was in on it because the head, which is Lucifer, is tell them that we're something else. Because it even says it in the scriptures. We have today we call them demons. Tomorrow we will call them something else. So we're calling them aliens now. You see? So this is what I'm saying. I mean, you guys can laugh. You guys don't have to believe in religion. You guys don't have to, but there is foundation and there are instructions for everything in life. And Bible simply means basic instructions before leaving earth. And I recommend everyone to read that, not religiously, but just to read it as an instruction manual to life, because these things are coming to pass. So prophecy's coming to fruition, whether you guys like it or not. It is.
Well, like we were saying with becoming androids,
yeah.
What if we actually, get further into technology to our bodies, and then this AI that's supposed to be coming, that's on the way, gets control of all that technology? Well, it will instantly have control of you.
Yep.
Anybody with an implant will be, forget about it, man.
Right.
Yep.
I just think AI is so interesting, and where's everything going with technology? And they're talking about literally raising, what is it? The guy who's leading this whole AI thing. What was it he said? That we're going to be prepared to control the world, or something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But it's a hell of a thing to say when you're trying to bring in interns to an AI program. I don't know if you guys saw that or heard about that, but yeah. So there was the speech that made it on the news, or really YouTube, I guess. But this fellow was bringing in interns to this AI program. What do they call it? Oh, and then they've got the Google supercomputer. What's it called? The D-Wave, the AI D-Wave. This thing is a computer that reaches into, literally, this is fact, reaches into other dimensions to problem solve.
Yeah, it's a quantum computer, yeah.
That's it. Thank you. So, quantum computing with an AI, and you have implants. I'm just saying, it may not be tomorrow. It could be 100 years. It could be 1,000 for all I know. But once that thing gets there, I mean, it doesn't have emotion. It's a lot like Reese in Terminator. It can't be bargained with. It can't be reasoned with, and it absolutely will not stop.
No pity or it doesn't feel pity or remorse.
Yes, there you go. Nice.
It is who programs a quantum computer, who does the software to start it. That's the main concern. The machine is not really the problem. It's the people who build it, and the people who tell the machine what to do and what not to do. Mm-hmm. And that's my real concern, because if we have to deal with people like which don't respect the things we love and we pay for, but ponder this: if you take Hollywood as a complete, and you take all their money, but not all their money, but they all together can end every hunger on this earth. But telling us we have to behave better. And if such people, which are so arrogant and so in a wrong way, self-loving, having that power to do such things, that's what I am concerned of.
Hypocrites.
Yep. Exactly what that is.
To go back to Flip's point about when he mentioned the Terminator and the supercomputers, like the whole Skynet, it's funny that he mentioned that, because the first thing that came to my head was James Cameron's story of where he came up with that idea. It came out of a fever dream. He was super sick with the flu. He'd been in bed for a couple of weeks, I believe. And it was actually something that came to him in a dream, and that harkens back to what we were talking about.
It was the dream of the machine with the knife coming out of the fire or something like that.
Exactly. But it harkens back to like the part of the discussion we were having about how dreams can sometimes be precognition. It opened that whole door to so many other thoughts. That's what makes these conversations interesting to me when we're having them, for sure.
Wow. I didn't know that.
It opens your mind to everything else.
Yep. Yeah, that's wild. I thought the Terminator idea was a brilliant idea, and I didn't know how he came up with that. That really is a cool story right there. But it's becoming a reality, and actually, No Way Neophobic. It's what you put into it. Sure, a computer's programming. It is now in a basic computer bit sort of situation. A computer can only do what you tell it to do, but we're talking about something that is quantum, on a quantum level, where it can learn to teach itself how to learn.
Yeah.
How do you? I mean, it may even teach itself how to convey emotion. So I can't imagine a human being able to say, "Well, you should feel this emotion," when it's going to go, Okay, thank you. And then about a week later, it's going to go, I don't need you anymore because I learned how to create my own emotions.
That would be fucking crazy, man.
And you feel like we might be heading towards the next state of replicants, like in Blade Runner?
Oh, yeah.
I throw that out there.
Man, that would be freaky, man. That'd be scary.
Yeah.
I know that. Sorry, go ahead, man.
I'm more along the lines of, like what Bonnie was kind of saying. Like I think we've done shit that only a few people know about. As far as like the space program and stuff like that. Or I'm willing to believe that more than I am that we haven't been to the moon or anything like that. But like the movie Independence Day, okay?
Yeah.
I was totally down with that. I was like, I can totally imagine, the whole Area 51 thing, and that they've been out there in the middle of the desert, underground for the past 60, 70 years. Reverse engineering all of this freaking alien technology.
Yeah, I can believe that happening too, because we've advanced too fast, too far, or it just to be found on our own.
Man, not so much in that regards, because I'd like to think that humans are advanced enough and smart enough to come up with a lot of this shit on our own. I'm just talking about, just like the movie, like we've got, shit waiting in the wings or whatever that we've learned from, the aliens that landed here like in the freaking mid 40s, or late 40s, whatever it was.
I like. Whoa! Where is the feedback coming from? I don't know, but
it's not me, man. I'm on mute. I got my phone on mute.
Mine is too. What in the world?
That sounds crazy.
You know what it is? We're telling. This happens all the time. This is gonna happen when we tell the truth.
When we talk about it.
Government infiltrating upstream.
Oh yeah.
Might as well call Motor and see if he can help us. He'll make us believe.
You know another alien movie that I like to believe in is anybody ever seen the movie Paul?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What is he? Humpback?
Wow.
This is lots.
That's the government, man. That's the government. That's NSA, man. They're listening to everything.
I believe it. Roger said most of what we get from the press or the government or military is about 20 years out of date.
This is a trip.
It is. But we're going to get ready to cut this live stream anyway, because I have it on a timer and I don't want it to cut off before we can all plug our channels and everything. So we are going to let everybody give their final thoughts and then plug their channels, and then we're going to jump off. It'll probably still say live for a little bit, but it'll shut off on its own. So we'll start with Jay first.
Okay, guys, I'm Jay. I'm the Boxing Jedi. You guys can catch me. I have boxing material as well as Star Wars material. I appreciate each and every one of you guys, man, and let's help Craig, man, get back on his feet, man.
All right, Scott.
I'm Scott, aka Open-Minded Movie Man. I sometimes have an alter ego known as the Renegade Saint. I do basically movie reviews, book review. Well, not book reviews, but I'll eventually do this. Some Blu-ray updates. Sometimes I'll actually talk about sports in my particular team. I actually will upload a couple of videos relating to sports and Patriots win the Super Bowl, and then something involving our physical media being met with the lowest quality standard. So, and also, I hope to bring you more content that would be, fun, entertaining, and more knowledgeable down the road. So there you go. And I hope to also donate to at some point too.
Okay, no way.
Yeah, my name is Noe Neophobic, and I do fun stuff about Star Wars and movies and so. And but mostly I do videos about the spiritual view of these stories, most Star Wars or some movies, and try to get behind those symbolic things. So I hope you like this. I hope you guys stop by. But I would be very happy. Thank you.
Okay. Hallmark.
Yeah. Navy vet. And my channel, the master plan is talking about everything from veterans topics to the one thing I think we all know and love here, Star Wars. Although I haven't really made any quote unquote Star Wars specific videos yet, but I'm working on it. In fact, the Everything Star Wars. If you guys know him, he actually asked me to make one of those questions for creators videos for him. So that'll be cool. And other than that, the short answer would be, my channel is, about life in general. So anything here in life that you can imagine, I might end up talking about at one point.
Flip.
All right. You guys know me, Flippity Flip. Do my thing. Sometimes it's a surprise. I like to keep it on the fly. And sometimes if pussies in the air, icks, and a lot of orgy, and all this other good. Did it sound like I was like cutting out?
Yes.
All right. Anyway, thanks for having me on, Bonnie.
At Dawn.
Thanks, Bonnie. I'm at Dawn, a YouTube channel focused on gaming and movie reviews. I've also got a live stream every Sundays at 3 p.m. that I do with the Lone Wolf Cub and Digital Pollution. Thank you so much, Bonnie, for having me on today. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Okay, guys, remember, sub to each other. Support each other's channels. We're there to help each other out. There's a lot of live streaming coming up this week. A lot of people have been dropping things in the chat about their channel. Please continue to do that so people, if they have questions about your channel, they can get answers. Tomorrow I will be doing a gaming video about 12 o'clock in the afternoon. And then I'll give you an update for the next day on what's going on that day. I want to keep helping everybody. I want to keep bringing people on my channel. I want to keep giving people a platform to talk and put out what they want to put out. And I like having these conversations on whether you agree with aliens, you don't agree with aliens, you believe in ghosts, you don't believe in ghosts. It's good to have this open dialect and be able to talk about these kinds of things with each other. And we've always got this rap that we're such a toxic group of people, but yet for being so toxic, we seem to have no problem carrying on a conversation about disagreements without having an argument. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I like proving people wrong. So that's we're definitely doing good.
Bonnie, before we go, I have a request.
Okay.
I'd I'd like Flip to send us out with a little bit of Ronaldo.
All right, we can do that. All the thumbnails done for my channel have been done by Flipped Out. He created them all, except for the Luke Skywalker one. I just kind of threw that one on for Sunday or whatever videos. But main channel videos all done by Flipped Out. He is awesome. So if you guys need thumbnails, get in touch with him. He'll do a good deal on them. Trust me.
Okay. I don't. Okay, so Flip wants to tell me he says thank you, and he says, you know who else does really good thumbnails?
Yeah.
Say it with me, George Lucas. I gotta get back to work. You know, I'm pulling double time with this CIA thing. Oh, shit, I'm not supposed to tell anybody. Okay, see you guys.
I want to say thank you to you all. You guys are all awesome. You are a great community. Very happy to see this. I enjoy it totally.
Yep, had a great time.
Definitely interesting.
Very.
Dilly.
And
I'm ready to keep putting the.
Bonnie, are you there? Oh, she cut out real bad.
Yeah, I think she's losing her signal.
Must be the government.
Jedi was right.
Yeah, something is wrong with the stream. Yeah.
Right. Well, cool. I'm gonna go.
I just posted, I was going to say I just posted something on Twitter involving the last.
Yeah, Bonnie said she's frozen in the chat, and Mega Jetty said that it must be Skynet.
Yep, it's probably Skynet. Maybe
I turned my tablet off because I thought that it might have been interfering. Damn it.
I was watching the chat, but I had it muted, so I thought maybe something was happening, so I got away from it, but it apparently was still happening. So,
well, cool. I'm ahead, guys. I'm gonna eat, but it was fun being on with you guys. And
Like I said, he's.
Anyway, see you guys.
Hey, I'm back.
Oh, Bonnie's back.
Bye, Flip.
Okay, anyway, we're gonna end this thing. Sorry guys, this thing, I don't know what's going on with it tonight, but yeah, it's freezing up. It's attacking us. So we must be doing something 100% right because they don't want us talking about it. So anyway, like I said, this might say that it's still live for a little bit, but that's because it's set up to automatically shut down. I don't know how or why I did that, but I did. So anyway, I will see you all tomorrow at 12. And thank everybody for coming on the channel today. I really appreciate you all being here. Thank you all for coming into the channel to watch. Remember to hit the thumbs up. Remember to share the video. Remember to sub to each other and support each other and help each other's channels grow. And remember to keep pushing that link for Craig for the GoFundMe. He really needs our support with that. So definitely do that. All right, guys. Have a good night.
Have a good night, too.
You have a good night, too.
Good night.
Bye.
And thanks for the unexpected invite.
No problem.
All right. Mm-hmm.
There's us on here.
Oh, everybody's on.
I'm still on.
Yeah, they left us. All right.
Who's ending the stream? I thought Bonnie ended it. It's still going on. It looks like the stream's still going on. I mean, I see Bonnie left, but let me refresh.
Yeah.
Mega Jetty 1's still here. Can you still hear us, Mega Jetty 1? Hello, Greg, here too. I don't know, Greg, do you think they potted her, not switched her? Yeah, they switched her like Invasion of the Body Snatchers?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
It's possible.
I almost feel like I'm, like back in high school, like talking to a girl, and it's like I'm like, no, you hang up, and then, no, you hang up, no, you hang up. It's like we're still here. There's still people in the chat, so it's like, they're going, no, you hang up, and we're going, no, you hang up.
That's funny. So that was an 80s thing, huh? Wow. Just got here.
All right.
Oh, you're gonna head out?
Well, yeah, I think I'm gonna.
Yeah.
You're gonna be the last man standing. Arrivederci.
Adios, man. Well, can y'all still hear me, people in the chat? If y'all can still hear me, how was y'all's day? Yep, I see you're in the chat, Hallmark. And oh, Greg, you can still hear me, huh? It's wild. For all you people that have not subscribed, you are more than welcome to just give my channel a watch. And not only do I, like I said, I talk about movie reviews and Blu-ray updates, I also give some rants and some bullshit that like involves, like I said, Blu-ray studios and their low quality standards of now producing Blu-rays and how they don't even double check or triple check discs free of errors. If you're gonna do that, studios, learn to fucking triple check. Otherwise, you're gonna have some very unsatisfied customers that are just gonna want to bang down their doors and just want to kick your ass, studios. Just FYI. I hope you're hearing this. And if it is Skynet, then you can kiss my ass, Skynet. Or the local or the government, whoever's controlling this. You can kiss my ass and lick my wet ball sack. Yeah, that's what you can do. Yeah. It's funny how you mentioned Double Impact, Mega JD1. I kind of talked about in this video that I'm about to upload, MVD. They supposedly are going to have different versions of it, but apparently, since MVD has messed up Lionheart and what's that movie? Nemesis. In fact, Matt just posted a video about his Nemesis DVD. Okay, Hallmark, I'm sorry about the language. I just had to get that out there, but they can sue me for all I care. Okay.